Hi, I'm James and I make up 1/3 of the holy trinity that is trading the market. In today's video we're going to be looking at laying over 1.5 and over 2.5 gold markets, so let's get into it. Before diving into the strategies, let's answer this question: what are the over and under gold markets? As you can see on screen, this is what the overs and unders look like on Betfair. Looking through, you can see there are quite a few different options to bet on. Some beginners get confused by the 0.5 thing. Bookmakers use this to clear up any confusion when bets are being settled. If 3 goals are scored in a match, this is over 2.5 and under 3.5. As usual, there is the option to both back and lay for each individual market. This is the reason we are using the betting exchange. Being able to back and lay or vice versa allows us to trade out of our original position when the time is right. We can predict the way the market will move for both the under and over goals markets. This is due to the fact that a football match is a fixed time market and will end after 90 minutes plus stoppage time. Let's consider the under 2.5 goals market. In a goalless match, the odds for under 2.5 goals will slowly drop over the course of the game until they reach decimal 1.0 at the end of the match. As time passes with nobody scoring, the likelihood of there being less than 3 goals increases. This is known as time decay for a sporting event. We can take advantage of this effect to trade for a quick profit. Just as with the under goals market, we can predict the way the over market will move over the course of a game. Unlike the under market in a goalless match, the odds for the over goals will do the opposite and increase over the course of the match. However, whenever a goal is scored, the odds will drop sharply before they begin to rise again. For the over 2.5 goals market, the odds will drop twice after each goal and start to rise again. But then of course, once the third goal goes in, the market is closed. The rate at which the odds will fall and rise will depend on the time at which the goal is scored, which team is favoured in the match, and any injuries and red cards. Now, as most of you all know, over and under goal markets can be a profitable way of trading on the exchange. Now, most traders will head straight for the under goals market at the beginning of a match, and I'm no different on the whole. Backing the under selection using a large stake and then laying for a few ticks less can yield a nice profit for a few minutes work. Trading the unders market can be very profitable in itself, but why not trade the overs market from kick-off and lay the overs market instead of backing it? Most traders will drip feed their stake into the overs market by backing the selection and waiting for a goal to be scored to profit from. In this scenario, we will do the opposite and lay the over 1.5 or over 2.5 market depending on the odds. Looking at some selections on screen at the over 1.5 goals market to begin with, if the odds are low enough, say at decimal 1.1 to 1.2, we could lay the selection for say £100 and have a risk/stroke liability of £10 to £20. Now, the markets are expecting goals, and doing this on the over 1.5 market is a risk, as one goal will see us lose 60% or more of our stake, depending on where the odds sit after a goal is scored and when it was scored. But the thing I like most about this strategy, just as in the unders markets, the price will move, and we can profit from this after say 5 to 10 minutes, and we can do exactly the same here. After just 5 to 10 minutes, or maybe longer, of the game, and no goals being scored, we will see the price increase and move anywhere from 5 to 10 ticks. Sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on the flow of the game. Laying £100 will give us a tick value of £1 a tick, so 5 to 10 ticks increase will see us make £5 to £10 profit from doing this. And then when we are comfortable with our profit margin, we can trade out for a profit, or we can back the selection and remove our liability, and this will then give us a free over 1.5 goals bet, which is never a bad thing. Now, the same can be done on the over 2.5 goals market, but here the prices will always be slightly higher, so laying £100 on this selection could see a liability anywhere between £50 and £90 in some instances. But the same principle applies here. We can lay the selection for 5 to 10 ticks or more and take a profit. Now, I know what you're thinking, my liability is higher on this market, but the more favourable aspect of the over 2.5 goals market is that the price will increase faster on this selection. The first 20 minutes of a football match and no goals scored could see an increase of 20 to 40 ticks alone. The second great thing about this selection is that liquidity is always more generous, and this will aid in your trades. When trading any market, you want there to be lots of money coming in and out of it. The more money there is in a market, the easier it is to get in and out of your trades. This is especially true if you are using larger stakes, for example £50 to £100 stakes. The third thing I like about this market is the added cushion it gives, as one goal will not completely wipe out your stake, whereas on the over 1.5 it most probably will take a large amount after a goal is scored. Another reason for the popularity of the overs-unders markets is in its simplicity. Will there be over 1.5 or over 2.5 goals? Yes or no? Around 55% of games have over 2.5 goals, so bettors feel it's pretty much a 50-50 chance on whether they guess it right or not. Traders love these markets too, as there is plenty of money in them to get involved with scalping or swing trading. This is also true on so-called less popular football fixtures. Experienced Betfair football traders know the vast majority of goals are scored after the first 15 to 20 minutes. This is not to say it doesn't happen or won't happen, as it most certainly does. Naturally, during this time the price will drift and will only decrease if a goal is scored. Betfair is very efficient because when you think about it, thousands of punters are predicting how many goals there will be based on the back and lay bets. So the wisdom of crowds on Betfair can give us more realistic odds and probabilities of any given outcome. However, just because a price is higher at kickoff doesn't mean that it won't happen, just that it's less likely to. Now, getting back to this strategy, we want to be looking at leagues with a less likely outcome of goals. Top of the list for me is Spain's La Liga. The French League 1 and the Portuguese Primeira Liga are also good leagues to keep an eye on. With the added cushion of having less potential goals in these leagues and football matches, the price will be higher on the over 1.5 and over 2.5 markets, which in turn will increase our liability when using this strategy. Now, looking at leagues where there are a high volume of goals can be profitable and very costly at the same time. With the markets expecting goals, the prices on the over 1.5 and over 2.5 will be less as a result. This will decrease your liability but increase your risk. With the markets expecting goals, if there are no goals scored, the prices will drift quicker, which is great for us as traders, so game research, although a good strategy to have, will not always see a game have less goals. It's down to each individual trader how they look at leagues and the stats for them and decide where to stake their money. There are many great websites you can visit to look at football stats, the choice is yours. But for those of you wondering which sites I tend to use, these are footystats.org and soccerstats.com. Both have great pages for viewing goal stats and percentages. Soccerstats is completely free and footystats.org is free to an extent, but if you want to delve deeper into more of the stats on football matches, it will ask you to sign up to a premium membership, which is entirely up to you. In no way are we affiliated with either of these sites or any other football statistic websites. The Premier League, Bundesliga and Serie A can make this strategy very complicated, as these leagues have a high amount of goals scored in them. Equally, I would avoid cup games and international football. The Swedish and Norwegian leagues can also be dangerous, so trade carefully. Always make sure you're using stakes that are not going to wipe out your bank. Bank management is so important when trading. We are looking at steady, profitable growth, and not a big win every time we enter the markets. If a large profit trade comes, then happy days, but we cannot rely on thinking we will win big every time. If you're lucky enough to have a large bank and stake huge sums, then that's great for you. But as I've said many times in previous videos, trading small and steady is the key. When laying the selection, we want the lowest price possible to reduce our liability even further. Laying in play is something to stay clear of for the most part, as the price will already have increased in play. Always lay the selection before kick-off and try and lay at the current back price to gain another tick, then take advantage of the price drift. This is not to say don't lay one of these selections in play at all. As many times I've been watching a football match and nothing is happening, or both teams are cancelling each other out and the game is a bore. If you're unlucky enough to be watching a game like this, then you could also be lucky enough to profit from it. Jump in, lay the selection and get out for a few ticks profit. So now, let's head over to Betfair and take a look at the what ifs. Let's pick a game from the Spanish La Liga. Let's go for Villarreal versus Levante. So as you can see on the over 1.5, to lay it, it's a decimal 1.19. So if we click the lay button at decimal 1.19, on the right, enter a £100 stake, you will see that we stand to lose £19 or win £100. As it stands, I would be looking to lay at the current back price of 1.17. This would then reduce our liability by £2 to £17. Now if this game was in play and the price drifted by 10 ticks, if we put decimal 1.29 in, you will see that we stand to make £10. This £10 could be left in as a free bet on the over 1.5 goals, or you could trade out straight away for less profit. The choice is yours. Personally, I like to have a free bet. Who bloody doesn't? So let's cancel them off and head over to the over 2.5 goals market and take a look at the what ifs on there. So here to lay it over 2.5 goals is at decimal 1.57. If we enter a stake of £100, you'll see that our reliability is £57, and if we win we stand to make £100. Adding 10 ticks on at 1.67 again will show that you can win £10. So if we were to get into a game and wait 5 to 10 minutes for the price to drift by 10 ticks, we'll be looking at a £10 profit. And if we go one step further and look for 20 ticks, you will see that we stand to make £20. There again, this can be left in as a free bet, or you can trade out for slightly less. So there you have it. This is laying the overs market in its simplest form. In summary, laying over 1.5 or over 2.5 goals marks can be a powerful trading strategy if used wisely. Tread carefully, just as you would if you were trading the unders markets. Goals are our enemy when trading these strategies. I myself love looking for matches to use this on. I love creating a free bet for myself. I'm by no means saying this strategy is foolproof. I've been caught out by early goals a few times using it, just as I have on the under goals markets. All I'm showing you is the art of the possible. Research the games you would like to trade on, try to keep your liability as low as possible, and the football world is your oyster. I've been James, this is the lay the over 1.5 and 2.5 goal strategy, and we are all trading the market. Happy trading.